never know, but I park in your little spot.
Hamburger was just hooked up to it.
Oh, shoot.
Probably be the last time you participate. You're fine. That's funny.
You want that?
You want that? You can, yeah, whatever, Matt, how you want it?
He's one.
Oh, I'm just.
I never know, but I park in your little spot.
Oh, yeah.
Confession might be the last time.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Oh, man. I got a full week.
You're right.
Tomorrow.
Oh,
that's
terrible.
Got a memorial service in my family tomorrow. I gotta pick up the frozen one. And it's going to medical examiner's office to take him out Friday.
We're live on YouTube.
Hi, YouTube. So it's gonna be busy.
Do you want, can you scoot on this side so we can get the video? I need to get the, there we go.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You know, the video you did?
Yeah. It's a short one, so you like that.
Yeah, I like that. Oh.
You did get that grant after all.
Okay, call the meeting in order. There's a quorum present. Is there any addition or deletions to the agenda? We'll approve the agenda as presented. All in favor? All right. Okay. New business, Grant.
I have some wonderful news. We have been awarded through the Department of Homeland Security, FEMA, and Fire Act grant, a 3-year SAFER grant totaling a little over $1 million to hire 6 full-time firefighters. They will pay for that for 3 years. So the next step is to have a discussion of whether we want to accept the grant, find the grant. And if we accept the grant, then we'll move forward with further plans to start figuring out how we're going to do all of this moving forward. So that is wonderful. It's great news. Open for whatever your guys' thoughts are in discussion.
What happens after 3 years, though?
It's all on us.
The money, I know.
Yeah.
We have 2 options. We continue their employment after that 3-year period, which would require the passing of a tax increase. Or it goes back to what it was. So these employees would have to be hired knowing that at the end of the day, that is a possibility. But for young people trying to get into the fire service, I think we will find people to.
Oh, I think it'd be a great opportunity.
Great
I'm very
opportunity.
Grateful for Jason and you for doing all your hard work on getting this. I think it's a great idea. It's just I was worried because I think there's been another couple maybe fire departments have received this grant, but
Yes.
have not been able to support it after that. So
Now, the other department in Jefferson County was able to go back and get another SAFER grant to continue some of those positions moving forward. Their grant was much larger. It was for 14 full-time people, I believe, right off the bat.
And a lot higher salary.
And a lot higher. So they're I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There's going to be obstacles that we're going to have to overcome. There's going to be things that we're going to have to do moving forward. I don't want to get too far into that in this meeting. I've got a lot of things in my head, and I prefer to present a well-rounded plan to you all at the October board meeting as opposed to right now. So I think my personal opinion at this point in time is we're crazy to deny $1 million grant.
Well, I think it's a great opportunity for our community.
Absolutely.
3 years
Absolutely.
extra fire protection.
Absolutely. So my initial recommendation would be at this point in time, we need to accept the grant. And I think we need to, all of us work on a well-rounded plan to see how we can execute this grant in a acceptable manner. What else you got going through your head there?
The only thing that is paying for it in the end, and, you know, I'd hate to add this on and then take away and be right back where we were 3 years later. And to the taxpayers to go, well, sorry, we got this grant, but now we have to have a tax increase, and it lays it on them saying, okay, now we gotta pay for this. Why did you accept something you couldn't afford? That's my only concern. Love the idea. Love the idea. I think, you know, we need to get House 2 opened up fully and have 2 full-time, 4 people rolling on a first alarm is fantastic. My only concern is that it'll be like, at least we would have a legitimate question on a tax increase. In order to continue to keep this service, we need some help. We need to do this.
I want to be very careful to not leverage this grant against the taxpayers. I think that's a terrible thing to do. I think weighing the facts out, hey, we got this grant, we can't deny it. We've got to accept it moving forward. But in order to continue this service moving forward, we will need a tax increase to support these people. And none of this, if we don't get a tax increase like these other departments, none of these farewell videos, none of this, you will suffer taxpayer because you didn't approve our tax increase. I don't roll like that. I mean, I think it's
How many lives could these 6 people
Potentially
change?
get change. Yeah.
Being, 15 minutes to the back of Rain Tree, now 4.
Right.
What's that gonna do?
I mean, even if we don't or are not able to retain these people moving forward, what's the cost of them getting there? The ambulance is out on another call, they get there first, deliver a shock and save somebody's life. I mean, I think I would have a harder time explaining to those people why we didn't accept the grant and at least have that for that 3-year period.
No, I think that's the bonus of having the extra people at least the 3 years, but then the hard thing would be to say that we can't afford it in the long run.
I don't. But I mean, gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
And
And anything less than 6 people won't work. Right. So, in the best interest of the district and the people of the district, I make a motion to approve.
I'll second it for
Accept the grant.
do you have any thoughts on it?
No, I was actually just gonna wonder what you thought. I don't know anything, so I was like thinking, what was the time of it? But this is good feedback, and I feel like 3 years is a long
It
time
is.
to
Develop something.
to work on.
It's a scary venture. I won't lie. I'm not terrified. There will be some public questioning of why we accepted this grant, but at the same token, how do you say, no, it's 3 years worth of protection? I don't know. I couldn't sleep at night if I didn't recommend to move this.
And then I guess if you would say no to it, then there's a possibility that you'd never be accepted for it
That is
again.
correct.
Have other departments done this, or well, I know one in the county, but anybody else in the county?
Yeah.
City.
DeSoto City right now has an AFG grant. And once they got the grant, they did get that public public safety tax down there to, I believe, maintain those positions moving forward. So
Rock Community 10, 12 years ago got one for 10 people, and they were able to obtain funding afterwards for it.
I think it'll just be a matter of, we do a very good job of educating the public, explaining to them, you know, where they're at. Yeah, I get there's gonna be hurdles, there's gonna be nays. Well, you got both, you got a UT, you got this, you hire these people, you need a tax increase. Well, again, it'll go back to the education of, hey, we set money aside every year to pay for this equipment. That has nothing to do with salaries that have to be paid every single year. So it's just an educational process.
A lot of the stuff we get for free from grants.
I mean,
We get a decent amount of it.
this is an unbelievable opportunity that, and there's no local match. Previously, it was a declining funds type of a match. So year one, government would pay 100%. And the next year, 75, then 60 or whatever, 50, whatever it was. But with COVID, they have eliminated that. So they're paying 100% of this for the next 3 years. So I will not sugarcoat it either. These employees will have to be on a different pay scale. We'll have to ensure that the government's covering all of their costs and things have gone up since we reported that grant. I unfortunately just got back our workers' comp renewal. And we're facing a $7,000 increase there. I am looking at another company out there to see if there's going to be any long-term cost savings with them. It's a newer company that does fire and EMS. There's a monopoly on workers' comp for fire and EMS. There's like 2 or 3 companies in the whole state of Missouri that will insure us. So,
Will they do switch over the CAD?
So it's
I guess you guys are getting called somehow way before it's homes dropped. That's different. They must be on a new program because none of this makes any sense.
No, I'm looking at going, huh?
But we're not having to build a new firehouse. We already have a truck out there for it, and it's just sitting there.
Oh, yeah. I've been wanting to have that open for a long time.
I think Braintree people would love to have it.
yeah, absolutely. One thing that I am looking at as well too, and myself, Chris Watson, and Kevin Stoller kind of spilled over the building plans last when was that, Sunday or whenever you guys were down. Sunday night when they were down in DeSoto, we were up here meeting in the house. I would like to investigate adding a restroom out there and separating those bunk rooms. So we've got male, female type of a situation set up out there. So I think we can do that internally for pretty inexpensive. Get that done. Chris is a contractor by trade, so that's his job moving forward. There's actually a main drain and a wall with water in it already, so it would just be a fairly simple process of making things work. But we'll get more on that here in the future. So that's but some of the things that we're looking at, challenge-wise and things like that. I think it's a great opportunity.
Yeah.
It'll be
Free money. That was like 2 or 3 minutes.
It'll take some time on this.
At 14, 7537, going for 7547, Delta Sun 368, 11150, around 21, response Delta.
Same call. So there'll be some work moving forward, but I think
It is. Any further discussion? All right, then, make a motion to adjourn. Coming in a different address. Motion adjourned.
I may have to leave.
Yeah.
No, that's the same one.
Same one, 11.
I don't know why.
All right, quick and easy.
Amos.
Yeah.
Oh, and hey, I never messaged you back, but I can do that